Hello and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith. Let's have a look at PowerPoint slides to Premiere Pro Video. Okay, so shout out goes to Craig Burnett, who reached out, who does this a lot, and he has to take slides and then time them with the speaking of the audio that was recorded at the event. And it took him quite a while to set the beginning and the end of each one of the slides because they're always different depending on the person that's speaking. So I came up with a really quick method to do this. So I'm going to show you the timing of this, and then I'm going to show you at the end how to nest the speaker, the actual video of the person, and maybe put them in a picture-in-picture kind of thing. So the first thing you have to do, I don't have an Office account, so I'm just going to tell you how to do this. In PowerPoint, you can export your slides, and when you choose an image format, PowerPoint will ask if you want one slide or all the slides, and you spit them out as a JPEG. That's probably the best format. If you're doing full HD, then export them out as HD and then just import them as a whole bunch of still images. Don't import them as a sequence of images. They want to be still images. Next, it's getting them into the timeline. Unfortunately, the order that you drag them in, it would be nice if you could just drag a folder in of all of these, but Premiere Pro doesn't understand the order correctly. I'll be nice. It puts 20 after number 2, so you have to shift them around a little bit. I don't have a lot of slides, but I shifted them into the right place. So let's go have a look at the timeline. And I've got all of my slides in, and they come in default 5 seconds, which you can change stills duration in the preferences. And the idea is that you want to, so the first thing I want to do is protect my audio. So I'll click on the little lock button to protect the audio. And this is what you need to do, is you need to drag the tail to where you want. Now the audio, what I did was just put cuts of where I wanted each one to be. And what Craig does is he cuts out the little bits of the audio just to tighten things up, because sometimes the speaker is looking at the slide and thinking about their next thought, and you can cut out a couple of frames or even a second or so. For me, I was just chopping in there, and that gives me the ability to jump between those, because the up and down arrow on your keyboard will jump between edit points if you have this selected. So you need to have track targeting selected, and you can't. So you select that, and now when I hit the up and down arrow, I'm jumping between those edit points. So the edit points of the audio or the audio video, if there's a presenter, that's the point where you want the slides to change. Okay, now let me go back to what we had before, which is everything in the wrong place. So here's the way to do it. Really easy. You won't believe how easy this is. Grab all your slides and drag them to the end. And you can see if you've got snap on, they'll snap right to the end. So now they're over there. The playhead is at the beginning. You also need to make sure that you've got track targeting on V1. Doesn't have to be on V2. We could delete those tracks if we wanted to. But we go to the beginning and press Shift W. And Shift W will extend the next edit to the playhead. So now I hit Shift W, down, Shift W, down, Shift W, down, Shift W, down, Shift W each time. And they're jumping to that place. Down, Shift W, down, Shift W, down, Shift W, and at the end, W. Done. Let me show you what that keyboard shortcut is. In the Edit menu, Keyboard Shortcuts, look for Extend extend next edit to playhead. So let's go back to what we had. I'll undo all of that. So move that. The next edit is this edit here. The audio is protected, so it's not going to move at all. So Shift W, and when I hit down arrow, Shift W is the next edit is here, Shift W. So it just works. And I just keep hitting Shift W each time. And then the last one is just W to do that edit. Pretty easy. You can take something that would have taken you an hour and now you're done in a few minutes. So now it's done. If we play this back. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. We're going to be looking at hello, I am, and here's one, which is now a person who never, now this is my slide title. Now this is the big title, the market. So this obviously is not an actual presentation. That's just me making this up with a template. But I wanted to show you what it was like to do this. So now let's go look at the same thing with me as a fake presenter. So this is me in front of an audience on a fake presentation. And we want to put me in a picture-in-picture, maybe in a corner or somewhere. Right now, the slides are above. And you notice that when I select that, I'm selecting the audio too. If you click here, you'll unlink the selection. And just click and drag that up. So now it's on V3, and it's hiding everything. This presentation has been chopped up, like that's where the audio came from. So I could change the scale and position and maybe crop of the presenter, but I would have to do that on every single one. So I'm going to turn this into a nest. So select all of this, right click, choose nest, and name this speaker pip for picture in picture. And now this is one clip. So if I go to the effects controls, I can change the scale of this. But maybe I want to actually cut, because if I turn this into a little pip, I'm going to be tiny. So instead of changing the scale, let's go to the effects and choose transform, double click on transform and double click on crop. And I'll crop this. So let's do it equal 37. So the sides are 37. And the top will just eyeball that. Bottom, eyeball that. And the reason I added transform, if you change the position, you can change the position of me in that crop. Now go all the way to motion, scale that down, position. If I wanted to, I could double click and move me over here. Maybe I want to put me down in the corner. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And at any time, if I want, I could go back over to the scale, drag that up, and position that, and I'm there. If I wanted to, I could fade myself in and out. If I wanted the, right now I'm cutting out those slides. If I want to do the same to the slides, why not nest the slides? But you got to make sure your timing is done, because once we nest this, then the timing is going to be in a completely different sequence. So let's select all of the slides, right click and nest. Slide show. Now let's scale that and move that over. Maybe a little bit more.
All right,
and now we've got the slides
thank you,
and the presenter talking
we're going to be looking
all together
at,
in one.
Technology. Hello, I am John Miller, and here's one, which is my headline.
So there you go. Shift W, which is extend next edit to playhead, is now your best friend if you're doing these kinds of things. It just cuts off a whole bunch of time to get things done. And now you can get them done much quicker and dress things up a little bit if you want to use this kind of design. If you actually have the presenter and the slides too, you can dress this up very nicely and make your whole presentation look great. I mean, I could do this. Now, this was a short 5-minute presentation. Obviously, if this was a half an hour keynote, then it would definitely take you a little bit longer to do the cutting, but that you would have to do that anyway. It's just the added benefit of timing the titles, nesting the two, and then positioning them wherever you want on the screen. Hey, if you're new to Video Revealed and you found this informative and useful and time-saving, take a moment and subscribe. You want to support us some more, you can do that on videorevealed.com/shop. Donate once or monthly, any amount. There's a bunch of free stuff to download, and you can buy split screens, tickers. There's also a members section that you can join once you're a paying member. Thank you very much. My name is Colin Smith, and it's my job to listen to folks like Craig and turn that into a very helpful tutorial for you.